It's time to do this, baby dolls. What's going on in that disgusting field of savages called Twitteroonies today? We're going to be doom scrolling. By the way, look at the first thing that's just come up. LA Vape Cabal ThreadGuy turned down $25 million for his Twitter. Wow. Crypto influencers and streamers are the new athletes. NBA Supermax contact. Don't message me. Your poop is worth well over 8 figures. So remember, the LA Vape Cabal, he took a hiatus thing after the extremely negative press and allegations they felt, which allegations turned out to be 100% proven true, of all this insider cahoot, you know, the whole Jupiter, Meteora, the exchanges are grifting everybody. Basically, the poop pyramid, friends. Do you remember the poop pyramid? Now, the poop pyramid I made, friends, is one of my, I guess, my most proudest life's work. Yeah, so the LA Vape Cabal is in the middle here. It's kind of funny. So as poopy as they are, they're just the front face. It's kind of like, you know, when all the deep state, they put politicians out and you don't know who the deep state is. Yeah, it's the same thing with this. Well, the exchanges and the market maker token type of scammers, they were all pretty much, they're milking most of it. It's just that they've got to get a voice out to the people and stuff out here. So with LA Vape Cabal and everything, a lot of them have taken a break. But what ends up happening, man, this is just like reality of life. People, like, they get hurt and then they get pissed off. They take a break for a month. And then because they're still degenerates, they come back and they like act like nothing happened. They just get over it. You know, and they're like, oh, because then they think, oh, maybe there's like something new coming from this person, right? That's what ends up happening. So people just forget and they move on. Like, for example, you know what's funny? You know, like, friends, you know, Gainsey, and there's other PulseChain, other KOLs on like crypto Twitter, like, they were all considered public enemies #1 back in the last cycle. There are all these allegations of ICO pump dumping, all these things. These people, I don't even know who they are. I don't know who they are. All I know is everybody hated them. I come on Twitter and I'm like, why does everybody hate this dude? What did this do? And then you go through the comments and like, oh, they did this thing back then. They dumped this 2017 ICO, all this stuff. But now those people, because they've just hung around, they look like good guys because they're not doing LA Vape Cabal stuff. So the LA Vape Cabal makes these guys look horrendously bad themselves, right? But I guess what's going to happen is in the next few years, these bad guys, they're going to be like neutral because there's going to be someone else to come and take over the reins. But also, you can't feel sorry for their audience because they're scum. The audience is full scum. I checked the replies, I checked the Twitter, because the audience, they're scum, and I don't like calling people dumb. I don't like using this word, but let's just say they're mentally challenged. Okay? They're really mentally challenged because not only are they mentally challenged and they're like cucks, but they're delusional. So they think that you're like your guy number, 3,800 in Orange's Discord, Potion Alpha, whatever. So you think you're actually going to get an edge because you think there's 3,800 dumb people, that's what the term they use, that there's dumb people or, suckers to buy after you stuff. But no, you're the sucker. That's what they're like. That's what this business model, it works until they eventually run out of money. And they keep recycling. Mr. DcentraliseMe. Actually, let's read this from Mr. Based. All right, in that case, how about you give me $9 million and flip it? Okay, useless comment. DcentraliseMe from the pDAI community. Unfortunately, pDAI still has cancer within. A few admins and a tiny minority in our Telegram chat. So there's been a bit of a kerfuffle and a tuffle and stuff out here with DcentraliseMe. I think because, by the way, bro, good on you. He did this. I think he's been doing the marketing stuff for the chain, for PulseChain, and I think he used some of the funds to buy the pDAI dip, and that's why everybody, well, not everyone, a couple of people, they got really upset at that. And I was like, bro, he had to do it. I would have done it. You got to do it, bro. Like, if it goes to zero, the whole thing's going to zero. So it had to be a cheap buy, and it was right. Boop. I think he bought it on the gravestone emoji, around the gravestone emoji prices. It's funny. So he didn't use all the funds. He used part of the funds, a bit of it, like 5 or 10% or something. And it's like he's milked it. But I think he's using it to do like more marketing now. Like he's going to grow on that. So it's crypto, friends. It's crypto. It's volatile. No one expected anything like this. But it's interesting. Right? Even with pDAI, there's like these communities and stories and narratives and everything playing out with all these characters. I don't look, friends. Here's the thing. If pDAI is going to win, everyone's coming on board anyway, because like who's the end user of pDAI? It's people who want to use a stable coin, who don't want it to fluctuate. So pDAI is going to ping pong around 99 cents to $1.01, hopefully. You know what I mean? So eventually everyone's going to have to come in. Kind of like Bitcoin. Like if you're a Bitcoin hater today, they're like, why, bro? Like, you know, we need something in crypto that goes up in a bear market. Okay. TechDev. It's here. The launch signal that fires once every 4 to 5 years, and you're looking for tops. Perfect. So TechDev, friends, he's the guy. He always draws these giant big bull signals, and he's been doing it like every day since like even at the beginning of the bear market last cycle. But TechDev, that's what he's been doing. He's got this big macro chart out here. Pretty much everything just says we're bullish. You know what I mean? Mr. Compounding Memes. If you think investing is risky, but you work a 9 to 5, are drowning in debt and have no savings, then you have been programmed. If you think eating eggs, steak, salt, and butter every day is bad for your health and you don't question soda, fast food. Sir, very good comment, actually. Very good comment. Let's actually read the rest of this. Then you have also been programmed. Stop doing what the normal people who follow the programming tell you to do. You're trying to become richer, stronger, and smarter than everyone else. Well, you can't do what's obviously, you can't be a cookie cutter like them. Friends, what blew my mind, obviously, friends, I'm not a medical dude, okay? So, you know, you do a blood test on me, doctor might be like checking out, hey, how's this guy still walking, right? Never seen that much protein in somebody's blood. Now, something in the medical industry which blew my mind, friends, I had no idea. You know how we have altcoin shillers, people getting paid? Yeah. I had no idea doctors are that too. Like they get paid by the medical companies to like hand out the pills. I thought that was a meme. I didn't know that was real. I thought it was conspiracy. And they're like, no, it's part of practice. You know what I mean? Like this company and stuff. So I'm like, okay, bro. So you're telling me if that person just keeps diagnosing, doctor keeps diagnosing people with stuff, they're getting extra money. Of course you're going to say, hey, what's wrong with you? You're sneezing? Well, do I have the pill for you? Okay, like that's just how the medical industry works. And so they're going to keep feeding you pills, right? They're not going to tell you, hey, friends, by the way, a lot of you for health stuff, a lot of people, you're finding it hard to lose weight and stuff. A lot of people eat too frequently in the day. So you should really try doing intermittent fasting where you only eat in an 8-hour window. Very beneficial because you're eating a lot of the day and the sugar and stuff, your organs are inflamed. And so every organ of your body is inflamed, you know, your kidney, your lung, everything. And then so they have just different problems over time. And when I learned this, I was like, oh my gosh. And so friends, even from Nuggets News, Alex Saunders, everyone PulseChain community remembers him. Yeah, because he used to be a pharmacist in the pharmacy industry. Even he was talking about it. And he's like, yeah, just most people, they could just get diagnosed. They're like, bro, you're literally just eating too frequently and a bit too much. You have to slow down your eating. But people, we don't do that. We just go to like handing out the pills. So just think about that, right? Think about that now in the context of you're working a 9 to 5. So we're taught, I guess people, but it's human nature, right? You think, have your 9 to 5 stable job. Oh, it's stable and it's nice. Yeah, but you're stably suffocating. It's like if I'm going to gently sit my bum cheek on your neck, okay? I'm gently going to squash you. They're like, oh, I'm stably dying. Thank you, So crypto solves it for us. But it's actually made us poorer in the past 4.5 years for altcoins. So we got to change something in that regard, friends. We're going to play some Pokemon intro music. We're on our journey together, okay? All of us. It's been tough. We're still on the journey together. We're going to make it. Now, CoinDesk, get on board. This dude takes over CoinDesk live from Injective Summit. Wow, Injective Protocol have a summit. That's beautiful. Injective, why I remember them. Remember, fans, is important lesson for next cycle. Out of 500 coins, only 5 did well in the Bitcoin halving year. That's 1%. Injective was one of them. But do you want to see what Injective did? Nobody took profit on it, right? Literally nobody took profit on it. And I was Says you don't want to be the guy that just tells people just be careful because it's all their hopes and dreams. So you got to look what Injective looked like at the top, man. It's not the top for it, but look how amazing it looked, friends. It literally was like, whoa, you went and you broke the high. You're a super strong coin. Yeah, but look what ends up happening. Okay, it's pretty much over at that point. See, Injective, friends, from the bottom went up 36x, 3,500%, and now here we have here. It's just, okay, so it's just done the normal chart like everything else, down 80% from the top, went down 88%. So a lesson, man, just it showed strength in the bull market 2028 part, and then everyone's like, oh, it's going to continue this year. It didn't. That's why you got to be careful as well. If you think Ethereum's going to die, but Solana's going to pump up forever, be careful with that too. Fed is supposed to be 1-to-1 with pDAI. I have no idea why. Just the word on the street. Take caution. So this is the Fed, I guess it's the Fed pDAI ratio. That's from Maria Tropa stuff. The Maria Tropa things. It's part of the cyclical wheel of everything. Maria was making Fed LP again a few days ago. Something is cooking. Yeah, so that's what happens, friends. It takes turns with the spotlight of PulseChain and the different narratives and everything out here. And remember, Atropa bonded with pDAI. Remember the Atropa ecosystem. We went through a lot. Actually, now it's probably a good time now just to check out the Atropa pDAI ratio. And the value of this ratio, okay, it spiked up all the way to like 125, and it's been sinking ever since. What are you thinking about, Habibi? It's down to 26. But before so why did this thing go up? It's because pDAI dumped to 0. That's why pDAI went to 0. The value used to be around 6. All right, that was its ratio value. Now it's up to 26. So it's still at a premium. It's still at a big premium. You can actually see what's happening is, remember, friends, I was drawing this for you months ago as it was happening. As this thing comes out, why is that coming down? Because pDAI is recovering stronger than everything, stronger than Atropa, which makes sense because pDAI is so low. Bitcoin just had the highest monthly close in history. Let's effing go. That's beautiful work. The industry is still pushing on forward. I'm absolutely blown away by Robinhood's app presentation today. They're doing exactly what the industry has been waiting for years. A real bridge between blockchain and mainstream finance. They just deeply understand how to use blockchain tech to make it useful. I don't think it's sarcastic, but remember, Robinhood allows trading and brokers and stuff out here. And so we can bring all the Wall Street bettors to come in and participate and crank crypto up. And that's hopefully what takes us up to the top of the bull market, because now we have tokenized stocks. They're trading on Solana, right? You can buy Microsoft. There's like 20 companies or something in America, or maybe even more, 50. You can buy Microsoft, Nvidia, which is beautiful. Now we're going to have the stock perps on them, the leverage on them. Oh man, it's going to be juicy for the whole industry. Richard Hart, who's this guy? The community has 1 active and 2 pending USA charities, 1 pending UK charity, Australia, Canada. What are you waiting for, rest of the world? These things ain't expensive to start, and you could get donations to never be in the negative. It's been months. So I guess he's talking about using some sort of charity legal loophole thing, maybe. The software is better than it's been. People only know the opportunity exists. Many governments literally give you a discount on mail to spread the good word about your charity. I mean, heck, ChatGPT 03 probably can even fill out all the paperwork and do all the thinking for you. Try it. T.N.me, filter for mail. I'm not in there, but the right people are. Devices are being produced. They need nice charities to be donated to. USA and UK seem covered. Damn, look at that big booty. Wow. Look at this, friends. Trending psychology. So just just think about this. All his words just went out my brain. I'm just looking at this big, fat, juicy ass. Man, that's a really good artwork, sir. Look at that AI with the glow prints. Wow. You can tell she goes to Burning Man. Got another cute post out here. The golden age of grift. Trump's fragrances are here. They're called Victory 45 to 47 because they're all about winning, strength, success. Get yourself a bottle. And don't forget to get one for your loved ones too. Enjoy, have fun, and keep winning. He called it the golden age of grift. And everyone's saying like, Jesus, come on, bro. Like, here's the thing, man. Everybody sells something, you know? You buy stuff from other people, they're not so outlandish about them selling. They just sell you stuff in a roundabout way. You know, so it's just that Trump, that's what happens, right? When people are really into one person or one product, when they sell stuff, other people who aren't into that, they're like, oh, I don't like that. But it's like different flavors of music. You know what I mean? Maybe it just makes you feel better. Or maybe just a couple of people stink. There's always that one dude at the gym. Bro, how can't you smell yourself? Oh my gosh, how don't you smell yourself, bro? Man, there's always that one guy at the gym. If you're a girl, by the way, is there a girl at the gym like that? We can smell like a cooch from across the room or something. Oh man. Check out this bullish post from Sassel. Ethereum maxi Sassel. There's already been some Ethereum Treasury companies announced over the last couple of months. SharpLink Gaming, Thomas Lee's, BMNR, Bit Digital. There will be many more coming, and they will all be competing with each other to acquire as much ETH as possible. So, Sassel, friends, interesting. Sassel's the Ethereum maxi. Sassel was writing about DeFi. Anthony Sassano was writing about DeFi back in like 2019. So he got the whole thesis and everything right because he's a believer of Ethereum. He was following me. Then the Hex posts came out. So he said no. He actually, it's kind of funny. He messaged me. He goes, I thought you were one of the good ones. This was said, but Sassels, do you know when you said that to me, bro? I'm going to show everyone when you said that to me. And I'm going to mark it with my favorite chart, the ETH-BTC ratio. So Sassel followed me here and then unfollowed me. Bang! Now AI says I'm the most secret bullish weapon of Ethereum. That's funny. It's funny how the world spins like that, friends. It's funny. Bang! ETH-BTC cucked. I love you, bro. It's all right. It's funny. It's just funny, but we're all betting on the same thing, friends. That's what happens, you know? Maybe you get a bit cocky at the top, you know? Maybe your ratios are a bit too high. You think, oh, nothing can take me down. Karma's real, friends. You know? But that wasn't a karma thing, but it's more like just an ego check, you know? Remember, even at the top of that ratio, you know that exact moment I just showed you, ETH-BTC 0.08 plus? Vitalik said he's stepping back from Ethereum. Yeah. How'd that go, bro? He basically thought it can run itself now. It can't, dude. Bitcoin is the only thing that rallies in a bear market. Bitcoin is statistically highly correlated to the global M2. Okay? It is. That's why it's maybe Richard's going to do something with pWBTC. Imagine it pegs the BlackRock BTC and then it moves together. That'd be funny. And then that'd be wild. And then you bond the Pulse to that. So now you're bonding Bitcoin to the chain, so we go up with BTC. That'll be something interesting. But also, you don't need to stress too much about it because you would have, if the world works out like that in my dreams, our dreams, pDAI, where you have your BTC and you have your USD as well. Interesting to think about. Breaking. An Israeli chases a Palestinian with Israeli citizenship and runs over him, resulting in instant death. Very sad to see news and terror and things out here like that. But this stuff, people get fatigue from this news. It is what it is, man. You know what I mean? Like, and then they just move on. You know, there's nothing we can do to stop it. It's just depressing, man. Actually, fuck it. Why not show Palantir too then and be done with a self non-family friendly act? 14x and still having the grit to hold from $8. Well done, sir. I think, sir, are you pDAI? I think he's in pDAI. Are you in pDAI as well, sir? Talking about a Dora here. Thank you to Mr. Spider. Friends, Palantir, that was one of Jeremy Lafufu's stocks. The thing dropped like 80 to 90% as a stock. It's a stock. And then it broke the high. It's gone on this turbo nuclear run, man. Wow, that's big. Oh, man, what a big, big, big run. It's like the golden, one of the stocks that finally went up and did that. Bitcoin miner Bitmine Immersion Technologies have raised $250 million to launch an Ethereum corporate. What? It's happening. I told ya. These are the guys early, friends. Look what's trending: Ethereum and also socialism, unrelated, and also MicroStrategy. Friends, I promise you. Okay, I don't know. You know, you're like, dude, You peg your own nipples. You got a Donald Trump wig. Yes, you may have the pointiest elbows in the northern, southern, eastern, and western hemisphere. But many people say to me, I don't believe that these companies are going to buy Ethereum, Tommy. I don't believe. Of course, that's your first problem, that you don't believe. They're just buying green candles, bro. What, you think because it's a balding 65-year-old boomer in a suit, he's still driving a wooden car? You think just because it's him, he's not going to be buying green candles? Of course they buy green candles, bro. We're all human, except a couple of the alien hybrids and the Nordics and stuff out here that walk among us. But most of us are human. Of course they're up, bro. They don't know. Let me tell you something, man. You think they actually really like Bitcoin? No, bro. They've been watching Ben Copen videos and Bitcoin dominance going up for 4 years, bro. That's what they actually like. They like the winning part. They don't like that person, you know? It's kind of like when you watch a team, friends, do you really like and know those players? No, you don't really like them, bro, right? Maybe their socks stink at night. Do you go make them dinner? No, you don't do anything. You don't care about the players, man. You care about them on the pitch and them winning. That's what you care about. Yeah? That's what 99% of people really care about. Okay, well, when they're in Bitcoin, do they really care about, oh, fix the money, fix the world. We have to fix the world. The world doesn't need to be fixed, bro. The world was here before you. It's going to be here after you. It doesn't need you to fix the world. What we need is our bags to pump. That's what we need. So when Ethereum's dominance goes back up, as Bitcoin dominance goes down, Ethereum's dominance goes up, right? You're going to see these companies consider like, maybe we should have some Ethereum just in case, you know, stablecoin super cycle. And we'll see it all play out. Like and subscribe, belly button all. Don't forget he loves you. Catch you soon.